Welcome back, and thanks, Emeka. Well, we're going straight to politics. About a week ago, Didi and I had a conversation with the police force PRO, ACP Olumuyiwa Adejobi, where we spoke about security and kidnapping in Nigeria, what the police force is doing. This is supported by the National Crime Agency of the United Kingdom. Didi, what are your thoughts around insecurity, kidnapping, and one chance in Nigeria at the moment?
It's become even more, frequent, particularly the one chance, as you just mentioned, in Abuja here. Every other day when you go on social media, you see a post of someone being missing or a search for someone and all of that. So it's really nice that we're able to sit with the Force PRO to speak on this issue and actually see, the actions that the security agencies are putting in to curb this menace.
Over the next couple of months, one weekend every Saturday on the weekend show, we will be dedicating it to talk about security, kidnapping, and how this can be fixed. We'll let you watch this interview. See you after this. Welcome back. You're now watching the political segment on the weekend show. This segment is brought to you by the United Kingdom's National Crime Agency. On this episode, we will be discussing with the first PR of the Nigerian Police Force, ACP Olumuyiwa Adejobi, who is very vocal and active when it comes to communication. Interestingly, he's also a subject matter expert when it comes to security and kidnapping. It's a pleasure to have you on the show, sir.
Yeah, good evening. Yes, how are you?
Fine, thank you. And this is my colleague, Didi.
I'm fine, thank you. Thanks for joining us.
Going straight to it, sir, since the appointment of the IGP, Kayode Egbetokun, as the Inspector General of the Police, we've seen a lot of repostings and people moving to different areas, which shows his commitment to restructuring and ensuring the police force works. What will you say are the current priorities of the IGP?
Okay, well, as an IGP, at this stage, he has his own vision for the police. And when he came on board, his vision statement has always been they want to replace that police institution that is professionally competent, that is rule of law compliant, that is service driven and people friendly. So if you take note of these four, would I say phrases or clauses, as the case may be, they are very, very key and critical to having effective policing of any serious minded nation, whatever the case may be. For us to be professionally competent, competency goes a long way. You can't be a dullard, you can't be a quack, and you want to be competent. It's not possible. It's not possible. So for us to have that institution that is professionally competent, the personnel must be competent as well, must be thorough, must be professional. So if the leadership is not serious about formulating policies that will drive home all these vision statements, it's vanity upon vanity. So we are privileged, we are lucky, and I can even say we are blessed to have an IGP who is highly cerebral, who is well read, and of course an expert in peace and security management. He has his PhD in peace and security studies. He's risen through the ranks, and for him to have risen to the status of IGP, you agree with me that he has seen so many things and has fought with a nail. So he has acquired enough experience to give the best to the Nigerian police force. We can't have a police force that is rule of law compliant if you are not law abiding. If you are not disciplined, you cannot have it. You can't be people friendly if you're harsh to people. You violate people's fundamental human rights. So the IGP has been going around to talk to men because he actually wants them to hear from him directly, not through a CP, an AIG, or DPO, area commander. It goes a long way when an IGP sits down with a couple of officers talking to them directly. One, they are going to be very happy. They are going to feel a sense of belonging that I'm talking directly with my IGP, and the message from the IGP to them is going to be very, very key, and it's going to sink in their brains that no, IGP told me something, so date, so this, so this. So it goes a long way. So it's a blessing to us in the police to have him. Do you want to talk of his humility? You want to talk of his smartness? You want to talk of everything he carries? For an average policeman to know that I have an IGP who has what it takes, who has his onions to police Nigeria at this contemporary time we find ourselves. So it's a good thing. And talking of postings, the structuring and what you're doing, you can't. This that era has gone that we do postings based on nepotism, favoritism, or any political will. We actually want you to be the right peg in that right hole to police a particular place. Crimes are dynamic and they vary over space and time. What happens in Kaduna is not the same thing you see in Lagos or in Bayelsa. Every region has its peculiar with its own crimes and criminality. So we actually want those who are fit, those who are competent to hold these offices, particularly strategic managers. I'm talking of the CPs and above. It's very, very critical. Um, for you to be a command CP, it goes a long way. You must acquire what it takes to be a command CP, not just having the rank. You must be sound upstairs, you must be attractive, you must be very, very committed to the core values of modern policing in line with the IGP's vision statement, because you can't derail from that vision statement. That's a framework within which we execute our day-to-day activities. So, with the present leadership, I am optimistic. For someone like me, I still have some years in the job. I'm optimistic that these people, this leadership we have now, will leave a very good force for me, and I can leverage on whatever they leave for me to continue joining them and enjoy the goodies Nigerian police force can bring to me at any time or anybody on the field.
Okay. So you said crimes are dynamic. One particular crime that has been a major issue in Nigeria is kidnapping. There are different types of kidnapping and different motives also behind it. I understand your thesis, was centered around kidnapping.
I'm just a student. What
Yes. So could you discuss or explain these different types of kidnapping and the motives behind it? So
well,
understanding.
according to experts, we have major types, but broadly, we have two broad groups of kidnapping. That is extortionate, economic kidnapping, and the second one is political kidnapping. Extortionate or economic kidnapping is basically for business. It's what you do as a businessman. Those who venture into this, we call them businessmen. We're actually looking for money, economic gain. Then the political aspect of it is political, as the name implies, that you want to do it to strike a balance or to drive home a demand from somebody. When it started in Nigeria, let me start from the current one we're having, the recent ones that started in Niger Delta area, the issue of the indigenous, um, is it Masop and oil producing companies, is initially towards political. They were doing it to negotiate and strike balance. It was later a dimension came in that come, you guys, if you collect something from them now, you even collect money now. Initially, it was not. I'm talking of 2006 or the other about they started the political aspect of it. Then later, I said, no, we can actually demand for something. So the issue of extortion came. So political then snowballed to economic extortionate kidnapping. Before they were actually doing it to disturb productions. They thought if they don't produce, they will listen to us. We have been shouting. They don't hear us. But somebody just woke up one day, oh, this guy has money now, we can't collect money from them. Another dimension came in. I would discover that the spread of kidnapping, whatever name you want to call it, whether political or extortionist, started from that region in South, and started spreading through the waterways to the southeast, to the southwest. It's the same water way you have from rivers, Calabar, Delta, that goes to the east and that goes to Lagos, up to Tongeji Island, towards Benin Republic in Ogun State. So the same waterway. So if you are operating, if you are moving with boat or anything you want to move it from rivers, you can get straight to the boundary of Nigeria and Benin Republic. That's what Tongeji Island is there. I visited the place. I know the place. I'm familiar with all the terrain. So I want to say that with that, and like I said, it's dynamic over time. People started jumping into it as a business. You know the case of some a particular case study is the case of the man arrested in Lagos, the Evans, popular Evans. You discover that in the case of Evans, he was into business in the South before the issue of attack, pipeline, whatever. Then later jump to kidnapping, and you discover that he has peculiar. He has his own targets, the people he will always go for. We are still working on that, but it's a case that you all need to understand that if because it's no case, he was never running operating any bank account. He was dealing with cash. He must pay Evans in cash, as in dollars, because of the type of people he was dealing with. A report revealed to an extent that he was actually dealing with the people that were involved in drug businesses. I have not done my research on that, but I have been reading and as the preliminary investigation from the police so far. So I don't want to be an authority in his own case study per se, but we have other cases that you know that they do for reasons, and you have to understand the psychology of every crime. A crime comes with a particular psychology. What do I gain from this? What do I want from this? Now that we're having kidnapping of this modern day now, this present kidnapping we're having is not kidnapping again. Because kidnapping by the etymology of the word kidnapping means to take away kid, napping. Simple English, kid, napping, kid taken away. But it got to a stage, adults napping. You have adult napping now, if I have to say that. Adults are being taken away. Then that kidnapping, according to expert, is what you do. Because there is a difference between kidnapping and abduction. Every kidnapping is abduction, but every abduction is not kidnapping. The thin difference between the mark between kidnapping and abduction is your demand for ransom. You can adopt somebody, if there's no ransom, there's no negotiation, it's still abduction or kidnapping. But the moment gains, constitution of gains, negotiation comes in, it has become kidnapping. So is that kidnapping now that we're now saying there's no kidnapping we don't have now? With the broad one I've told you, extortionate and political. After the extortionate and political, we now have some heads, types, marriage kidnapping, tiger kidnapping, the issue of what do you call this? The staged kidnapping, that you lie that you have been kidnapped to get money from your parents of your community. I handled a case in Lagos, in Shangisha, the Oba of Shangisha in Lagos. He was lied that he had been kidnapped. It's one of the case studies I'm using in research work. That he was actually kidnapped. I was in Lagos then. That he was kidnapped. Blah, blah. At the end of the day, it's a lie. It's discovered as a lie. I think he was charged to court for that case. He was charged to court. I don't know if he had been convicted or not, but that case was actually charged to court. So you have staged kidnapping and we have cases like that. But now, there are dimensions into kidnapping. That's so worrisome. That even security experts must study all these dimensions, all these typologies for them to have a way forward. Kidnapping basically was to collect money. That was a time that they would collect money and release the victim. A time came, they would collect money, still keep the victim for a very long time. That is another dimension that we're actually looking into. A time came, they will collect money. They won't release the victim, they will kill the victim after they have collected what they demanded for. After negotiation, we are going to pay 10 million naira, and the family has paid 10 million naira, yet they went ahead to kill the victim. That's another dimension. It's another typology. Then the time came, they paid, they killed the victim, they will still negotiate for the release of the corpse. We have case studies again. So it's becoming something complex, and the complexification of these dimensions is a great challenge to security world, a great challenge to experts that if you don't understand all these typologies, all these dimensions, and the psychologies of these dimensions, you'll not be able to tackle them. What led to all these changes? So now we are moving away from even the use of the word kidnapping to something else. You can't say kidnapping again because by simple definition and description of kidnapping or the etymology of kidnapping is not what we see now. So what do we call them now? So we have adult napping, and we have any other names that people, researchers are many on the field that we see come up with many names you can call them. But basically now, it's that the mode of how will I call it? The method of kidnapping too are changing. Many in my own work, I considered the aquatic method of kidnapping, the aerial method of kidnapping, and lithospheric, that is the lithosphere, is the land, the water, and the air. The air is not common. Not even Nigeria, where we have, and Somalia is not so common. That's the hijacking of planes. It's not common. It's not something that's common. But we have case studies. It has happened before. Then the spread of kidnapping and the method of kidnapping were rampant, particularly the hydrospheric nature, the water aquatic nature, because of the riverine area where kidnapping was booming. Talk of the south, the southeast, the southwest. When it came to Lagos, it's on the riverine. Even Ogun State on the riverine, the Ibafo, Arepo, Ashishi, up to Ikorodu Assis, Ekpe, and Badagry is water. And this gave them the leverage, the opportunities of carrying out operations unchecked, because it's not easy because of the terrain. That's why the Navy was involved at the time, because police could not navigate certain areas with their boats. So we need the ship, we need the Navy involvement. That's why we started collaborating with the Navy to take care of those areas. Any of them that strike on the land, they had that to always be the IC. And you actually be seeing them with the victim on gunboats, even display, firing, dancing, drinking. How do you go there? So we will need to plan. It got to a stage in Lagos that we were using area attacks, bombing, to dislodge them. And this paid off a lot because we were able to subdue many of them. So aquatic method coupled with lithospheric, that's land method, they work together. Then it got to a stage that they stopped using the water because they fortified the water. They came to the inland, keeping victims in abandoned buildings, completed buildings. They will rent house normally. The landlord will not know. They will see the landlord. They will rent and keep their victims there. That's why you see that it got to a state that Lagos had to do a specific law on kidnapping in Lagos, and some states too made some laws that once your house is used or fingered in a case of kidnapping, you forfeit your property, be demolished, and the land, everything belongs to the government. So over time, we have been experiencing changes, dimensions, and various typologies of kidnapping that's so worrisome that we actually need to study. If you don't study them, you cannot tackle them. Every conflict must be analyzed before you prefer solution. If that conflict is not analyzed, you can't prefer solution. And I always talk to my colleagues in security business that every crime is like a conflict. If you don't analyze the conflict, you can't find a way forward. And I always suggest to them that I recommend that let us use onion bulb analysis to analyze every crime, to analyze every conflict. The onion bulb analysis will give you layers, and the formula is WIN. What is my want? What is my interest? And what do I need? The need is what you see openly. I want a car. I need a car. I need this. What do I want? I want recognition. Then what it is my want? What is my want? What do I really want? It's always very hidden, and somebody will not tell you. The want is always between you as a party and the shadow parties that you don't see. The shadow parties control your emotions, your perceptions. Even if you want to drop crime, you will not drop. People send them. People finance crimes. Those that finance crime, they give them money, they give them ideologies, they give them ideas. These are the people that you don't see. We call them shadow parties, unseen elements, unseen mechanisms. They are not seen. Then they will be telling those guys, they don't know the grill, go and do this. You know the grill, go and do this. You dey fear, nothing will happen. I will talk to this. These are the things we need to understand before we can talk of attacking or fighting or covering kidnapping. It has many dimensions. It has many faces that we need to understudy before we can start fighting kidnapping. So with all these dimensions, is a worrisome thing to us, and that's why you see it will be as if it's not. We don't fight kidnapping because on a daily basis you caught one or two cases. Then in some areas now, don't forget that we have one chance. One chance cannot be actually described as kidnapping, but just it has elements of kidnapping because you have to take somebody. And in most cases, it's not forcefully. It's not forcefully. You be at the park, you look for a taxi. It is not by force. Hello, where are you going to? It's a place you come in. Willingly you come in. It's when you get into the bus, something else comes up. Then they don't kidnap you. It's not a short operation that is either they transfer money on your phone, they take you to ATM machine to withdraw money, they do it sharp sharp. So to me, it's not like kidnapping per se. It still falls under robbery or armed robbery or what is it. But now with this dimension, I can now see that 2 or 3 offenses are coming together to form one. So one chance could be as well is seen as kidnapping. Kidnapping is not adoption again because something is coming. It's for a gain. Anything that has a gain, a benefit is not just ordinary abduction. It's something else. So you have you have kidnapping plus stealing from person. At times rape will come in. At times murder or homicide case will come in. So it's now one chance cannot be an offense that comprises many offenses or vices. Despite that, despite all these challenges, the police, the DSS, the military, we still tackle kidnapping. We still arrest kidnappers. We rescue victims on earth. And don't forget that some of these peculiar crimes in various regions are now still connected to kidnapping for funding. Banditry. They were attacking farmers, attacking herders, cattle rustling, and what have you. Now they have turned to kidnapping again because they think that if I rustle your cows, I'll get money. Our Fulani herdsmen, they always move with cash. They get their thing. At times they sell their cows to get money. So now they are doing all these crimes. Even insurgency, that's Boko Haram people, they have discovered that they can see money from kidnapping again. So everybody is venturing into kidnapping. Cultists in schools now venturing into kidnapping. Gangs venturing into kidnapping because they believe they can see quick money and it's so lucrative to them. So how do you tackle kidnapping now that we're having various dimensions into kidnapping? So there's no region now in Nigeria out of the 6 political zones that is not experiencing kidnapping. Kidnapping was not all over before. But it's over time that all these criminals who are into various offenses notice that they can make money from take people away, keep them. They don't understand it as kidnapping. They always say, "Want money from you? Give us money. I beg." I don't have money. To them, it's you that go to school that know it's kidnapping. They always say, "You get money." You can say it in their local language, it might not be pidgin. You get money, give us money. It is good that we see it as kidnapping. To them, it's not kidnapping. Many of them don't even know what they do is an offense. A man who has taken away young lady, either forceful marriage or whatever, child marriage or whatever marriage, he has not seen it as that. Many of them have been so brainwashed, they have been so hypnotized that they believe I'm doing the right thing. Even when you arrest them, they'll still be smiling. At times when I parade, they'll still be smiling. You have arrested, you have along Kaduna, Abuja, there are some of them arrested some times ago. The guys were still laughing because they did not even know it's an offense to jump to the express, pick people, women, go to the bush and rape them. Just laughing. So you can see many things, many factors responsible for all these crimes, criminality and vices experienced in Nigeria. Illiteracy part of it, unemployment part of it, idleness. Some people have jobs, but some jobs will allow you to have free times. Your free times, what do your free times for? Crimes and criminality.
So what's the Nigerian police force doing to tackle this? Because based on your explanation, it's now a general problem which affects all the regions. I know one of the things you are doing is you have a Rescue Me app, but I would like to hear from you, what's the Nigerian police force doing to tackle this serious issue right now?
The thing is, we need to go technological about it. We need to have what I call smart policing if we want to get it right. But it's expensive. That's the truth, it's expensive. Don't forget we have anti-kidnapping units in almost all the states. And even at the first CID level, we have the department is now Department of Force Intelligence. We have the STS, that is Special Tactical Squad, headed by a Deputy Commissioner. We have Intelligence Response Team, RT, headed by a Deputy Commissioner. The job is actually to go after these elements: kidnappers, terrorists, insurgents, secessionists, all of them. Then we have under the same intelligence department, we have technical intelligence unit just opposite my office here. It's a very strong office. I can even call it a laboratory where we gather intelligence, process intelligence, and swing into action. They don't go out. They're always 24 hours on system. In fact, that place is powered, solar powered, everything powered. It's a pet project of the government and the police, federal government and the police. They monitor things on a regular basis. Their only just to send out and depending on the field we strike, particularly the IoT and STS we strike. At times we use command. Like the recent one now is in Sokoto or Kasina. They arrested someone for gun running. Arrested with AK-47 and many ammunition of various calibers, AK, cartridges, and whatever. So they work and we get this. Then they apart from that, the first CID has some gadgets that we always use, but the only things are we will need more because each of these laboratories or gadgets should be stated at every state command minimum. State command minimum. The C4I is basically an application we use at this command, our Nigerian Police Command and Control Center. It's just behind there, where Nigeria is being geolocated on a map and on the screen that you can see everywhere, every corner in Nigeria on the screen. And when there's a problem, you press the so C4, the Rescue Me app is part of C4. It's connected to C4. It's an application that you can download on your phone. And when you press, it's going to there are instructions there that whatever crime, that whatever distress you want to make, there's always a sub-edge there. When you just see it's either rape, domestic violence, armed robbery, kidnapping, anything, stress. So you just click, the alert is coming to this place with the location. So you don't need to, even if you don't have time to call, you just lay your hand on that and you press. It's helpful. Like I said, even the time the train was attacked in Regina, if somebody in the train had that app, we could have rescued many of them because we would know something was happening in that place. Then now, something similar to C4I or Rescue Me app is the VGS, Police VGS emergency application. The office on the 5th floor too. We are just reactivating all these. Many of them were dormant before, but the IGP was reopening or reactivating them. That one too is the moment you download it, anywhere you are, if there's a problem, whether you press or you don't press, they're going to show you the location. And that one even has camera. Even in C4, they have camera to show that this environment you are, people in the office will be seeing you, even if you cannot talk. So if you are in the midst of kidnappers, you have been surrounded by kidnappers or rapists or whatever, you're having domestic violence, they will be seeing the video in the office here directly. That application comes with that camera. Even if you don't press, so far you have that thing with you, it works. So with all these things are going to help us to curb not only kidnapping, some of these violent crimes and social vices. So the ability of the police to tackle this is directly proportional to resources available to us. But all our units are working. Do you know September to this time we have rescued almost 166. 166 rescued victims of hurt. 166. Just 3 days ago we rescued in this Sokoto or Kasina somewhere we rescued. That I read the situation report. It's on a daily basis we rescue, where we still have some that are still in captivity. But the fact is, it's a very difficult thing to do rescue operation because it's good for you to allow these hoodlums to go, that to kill an innocent victim or captive. So it's a more difficult operation to carry out. That's the truth. So that we don't misfire. So we take time. But at times we allow, even the police allow, we do negotiation. Let us rescue this man first. But there's no kidnapper that will go unpunished. We will arrest them. It may take some time, but we'll definitely get them, except they are not on this earth. Work with security operatives. Majorly, the police and DSS. We have these gadgets. It can only take time. We have these gadgets. we always get them. But people, they don't believe we can do it. And that's why I must tell them. Let the message go out that we are capable of doing it. The only thing is that work with us. Once they tell them don't talk with the police, they cut communication with us. And when you don't have communication, there's nothing we can do. They need to be talking to us. Even if you are talking to us, the kidnappers will know you are talking to us. They should have the trust and believe in us that police can do it. I share this information with the police. Can you work on this? I say something else to kidnappers. I can tell kidnappers, oh, don't worry, I'm looking for the money. Then you tell police, they still coming now. They drop the money down to 10 million. But need to inform you. They have moved them now. They said we should meet them. So tell us. I'm not going to tell them you are telling us anything. Our own is that we have equipment to monitor what they do. But if you don't give us information, they are very funny at times. At times they use some pseudonames and numbers that you cannot easily trace. So at times they change their tactics and give us some challenges. But whatever the tactics they change, we still meet up with them. So we just want to appeal to Nigerians to always believe we are capable of rescuing the people if there's anything. And above all, it's best thing for us is to even avoid kidnapping in the first instance. We should not be careless. We should have certain tips. We should know the way we operate to avoid all these things. I did a short paper sometimes ago where I listed why you are vulnerable to kidnappers. I call it vulnerability or kidnapping value. They always look at your kidnapping value, then they go after you. At times you expose yourself to unnecessary things. So there are so many theories we consider in kidnapping. So don't let us go academics about it. But the fact is, there are things that expose you to what you do. Going to party, spending money at parties, expose you. Social affluence, expose you. Discussing business, making calls in the public, and you're dropping big figures, amount of money. Hello, my friend, how are you? Are you bringing the money? Oh, no, I'm not going to take. Many do it for cruise, to show ego, to show bigmarism, but they're exposing themselves to unnecessary attacks. Hi, hello, my brother, how are you? Oh, I can't take 70 million naira from you, boy. Bro, drop that shit, man. I don't want it. I don't know. Give me 85 million. I'm not going to take 70 million. You need to shout when you're discussing your business. Why can't you be in the office? I've seen people in public, make noise because they are dropping big figures in dollars. In this. Somebody is monitoring you. Exposing yourself on social media. There are things you don't do on social media. They monitor you. Those that kidnap actually monitor on social media. They look for you. Some people claim unemployment. They fine. Unemployment is not primary, it's secondary. I can't say because I don't have a job, I must venture into crime. No, it's not secondary. It's not primary, it's secondary. So don't say because I'm not employed, I want to go into that. No. People that are not employed, they think, they venture into so many other things. Even those that are earning good salary, they still go into farming. They still go into other businesses they can do. Let alone somebody does not have any means of livelihood and is lazy. So in most cases, laziness will lead to your unemployment. It's not that the job is not there for you or you don't have the talent to do it. I always tell people that if I'm not in the police, maybe I'll be a musician by now because I must have built on my talent of singing, playing trumpet as a small boy who joined Bells Brigade at the tender age. I can play all drums. I can play so many things. So if I don't have a police job, will I venture into committing offense? I would rather develop my talent. And there is one thing is every Nigerian has a good talent. Every black man, African man has good talents. It may not be one, many talents. All you need, if you are not lazy enough, work on your talent, develop your talent, and you cannot suffer. But we don't want to do it. That's why I don't agree with the fact that unemployment is a problem. It can be secondary. But the primary thing is that laziness. Failure to identify your talent and build your talent may give you unemployment. It is not that the job is not there for you. Don't wait for any white collar job. Or you talk of security at home, carelessness, somebody at the door, you allow your boy, 3-year-old, 4-year-old, 5-year-old, it's there, and we go and open door. Don't open that gate, don't open that gate. But many of us just sit down, be watching movies or watching football matches. And say, okay, it's there. Okay, Junior, attend to them. No, you don't attend to them. If you don't call me, that I know you are the one, you can press bell in my house for more than 100 times. call me on my phone, let me know you are the one at the gate. Nobody opened that gate. We must be able to do this. And whatever it is, with anything, you should be able to make sure our compound, our surroundings is well lit at night. Whatever it is. A small solar panel of 1 kVA or 2 kVA. These are bulbs that will not consume anything. Just put them around your house. These are very, very critical things. Don't say in your community, you're a big man, you have generator, you have everything, you don't want to relate with them in the community. Me, I live with them in my community. I just told them my community that you need to erect a very big gate to the estate. And people must be there. They know me, my community. I can decide to go home at night late from Abuja because I stay in Ibadan. So they know me that anytime I come, I want to see the guys there because we pay for them. You don't lock my gate and go. No, you don't lock the gate of my estate and you go. The chairman of the community knows I'm not going to take it lightly with them because they have been paid to be there to support the police. Even in my community, we do it. Many will not want to do it in their community because you're a big man and you have almost 10 policemen escorting you. You are not bothered about what happens in your community. It doesn't make any sense. It's unreasonable. So from the community, we need to build that security framework, that architecture within the community to fortify our community. By extension, we are going to fortify local government and fortify the state. But many of us are careless because we have policemen around us. You must be able to know those who live in your street, in your community. I'm not saying you go and be visiting them, but you should be able to know them. You must be able to know those who live around you, so that if something is wrong, you easily identify, no, this guy is a stranger. Even if they sublet that house or that room to somebody strange, you should be able to know on time that, no, this man, when they enter this house, you're not saying that person, waiting there. Then you begin to suspect and try to profile the person. He's a criminal, you know. He's not a criminal, you know. So let us change our mentality to security. I don't want us to continue to be security bankrupt. You can be a professor, you can be a PhD holder, yet you'll be security bankrupt. Everybody must wake up to this or be conscious of things around you. In concept of science, there's what you call environmental determinism, environmental possibilism, and environmental probabilism. All of them come one after the other. The environment determines what you do. Another one is saying, no, you as a human being should be able to control the environment. So the possibility is that I can even dominate the environment. With technology, can dominate the environment. Are people not changing things now? Can the environment continue to control? Fine, the environment has so many things to play. But when you study in human existence, the ecosystem or the eco web, every segment, every component of ecosystem works together. They must work together. Where the man dominates in most cases. But if the man offends any of the components of the ecosystem, you will suffer for it. Ozone layer is giving you cancer of the skin. Whether your skin has a very strong pigment or not. If you deplete ozone layer, it's coming back to you as a human being. So the woman is the coordinator of any ecosystem. You have to coordinate and control everything to make sure that system works well for you. The same thing is applicable to security networking. So if as a man you fail to do the right thing, it's still coming back to you. If as a policeman in my community, I cannot use my office, my experience to fortify my community, it's a shame on me. And that's the truth. So don't say because you're a big man, you don't care, you have everything it takes, you don't want to do. Let us learn how to do it. Kidnapping again, as a big man, you must take care of your driver. You must take care of your aides, your house help. All of them must be adequately taken care of. I've seen a case of a driver and one housemaid took away exotic cars of their principal just because the man will always be giving them their salaries. No extra fee, no tip, no celebration. As Christians, no chicken for them, no rest for them. And they have spent more than 20 years with this man in Abeokuta. So they woke up one day and they picked the vehicles one. Land Cruiser. Because at that time, he moved there. One picked one, another one picked one, and they moved away. It took a lot of effort before they could be arrested. And the story was that it's too harsh. That one said the wife had a problem. The man to allow him to travel, the man said no. Okay, give me money, let me send. He said no. So you have collected your salary. How much was salary? 20,000 naira at that time. So as a big man, that you know you have kidnapping value, we call it kidnappability or vulnerability. That you know if they pick you, you're going to vomit money. You must be nice to people that work around you. You don't wake up a day as a captain of a company or CEO and you sack all your staff. Whatever it is. Even if you are sacking them, let them know you are sacking them for reasons and you give them compensation, let them go. Let them smile. Even as a policeman. You don't personalize cases when you have a suspect. Let the law take its course. Don't let that suspect see you as his own enemy. You are not an enemy to any suspect. You're only doing what the law says you should do. Let the man and the law face themselves. But by the time I start torturing a suspect, I'm personalizing it. The law does not ask me to slap a suspect to get information from a suspect allegation. By the time you do that and you come back, maybe that man is pardoned. He's coming back to look for you as a policeman. You expose yourself, expose your family to dangers. These are the little things we need to know for us to live a peaceful life. The wealth, the rich must consider those that are average and those that are below the cadre.
Final question. I know Didi wants to ask.
So,
So interject me.
yeah,
Enjoy my
thanks for
stories.
everything. So we're really grateful to the police and the security operatives for all that they've done, or all you have done. But before we go, we're in the festive season, and we need to be extra careful and look out for ourselves also, because we can't always, rely on the police and other security operatives. So could you give us as Nigerians, members of the public, final words and tips to protect
I
ourselves
just
in
roll out
this
some
period?
tips now.
Mm.
It's all my stories and narrations.
Yes, you
But the
did.
fact is, to be safe is to feel unsafe. That's the first law to yourself, that you protect yourself first. And don't forget that you must be conscious of environment. Be very, very conscious of environment. As a Nigerian or as a landlord or landlady or as a company owner or CEO of a company, you must be close to your police stations. Many big men, I'm only surprised when there's a problem in a locality, they'll be calling Abuja. What is the from relating with your DPO? It's not demanding for anyone. An average man expects recognition and respect. Respect that DPO, he can give his life for you to protect you. But when you discard because you know the CP, you know the AG, you know the AG in Abuja, and you neglect the local police, quote unquote. These are the people. If IG you have called, is he going to call the CP, call the DPO? Is it the same DPO that is coming to attend to you? IG will not leave Abuja to come and attend to your issues. He can only give instruction that, oh, somebody called also please go and look into that matter. Let's recognize our law enforcement officers around us, not only the police. Even the vigilante service that work in your community, be nice to them, let's recognize them, respect them. They are ready. Go and try it. When you are nice to them one day, you see that on their own, they will come on patrol. How are you? We know say oga no dey, but we say make e just greet you. People will be nice to you. But by the time you just come, you go, everything you do, you don't even know them, you don't recognize them. Everything you do is big men, big men, big men, big men. In the convoy, and you go in convoy, you don't send good to anything. No, it is not good. Let us respect and recognize those that are around us. Let us have their numbers in case there's anything for yourself and to save others around you. And like I said, be nice to people around you. Don't be too harsh. If you're a blessed person, bless others around you. When you drive, there are so many things you're giving out when it comes to traveling and what you do. When it is night, it is night. Find somewhere to park. Don't struggle to continue your journey at night. It is not good, it's not advisable. Park. Look for any good hotel. And when you want to lodge in hotel, you must make sure that these are registered hotels. I'm not talking of hotels. I'm talking of hotels or guest houses that are okay, known to the government and registered by the government. Stay there, pass the night, continue your journey in the morning. And for those of us that go to parties, those of us that are fun seekers, everything you want to do must be moderate. I'm not saying you should not drink, but when you drink, don't drive. When you drive, don't drink. And when you drive, watch your speed, but not the time. When you watch the time, it can kill you. But the speed, you caution yourself. Watch your speed, but not the time. So whatever we do must be in moderation. Now that I even go to the festival, we want to be doing to seek for fun, go everywhere. If it's a bottle you can drink, don't say because you see a wolf. Make I talk on this way, a wolf they keep person, and a wolf they run belly. So if you know you're the one that likes a wolf, caution yourself. It's a bottle for you, bottle for you. Don't say like I've seen 10 bottles. I want to take the seven bottles. It can lead to something. And be careful the friends you keep, your peers you keep. They always introduce us to all those criminal attitude and behavior, particularly drug. If a friend comes to you to say, oh, what, you get one tablet, oh, you take him, you go do this, consult your doctor. Let them give you the chemical composition of that thing. That's how they introduce you to drug. By the time you take once, second time, you are going to be an addict and will no more be able to reverse from it again. So let's be careful. Seek advice if you need advice. If you are confused, talk to people around you. If you are confused, talk to your teachers, your doctors, your lawyers, if there's anything. I think there are professionals who can guide you. And like I always tell my people, all my PROs in Nigeria, they are for you. We have 37 PROs in commands. I have 17 PROs in zones and almost 30 PROs in formations. All our department and formations, the IGP has been so kind enough for me to appoint PROs for them. So go to any office, you're going to see that PR man there that will talk to you, advise you. I'm sure that policeman as a PR person, DPO, area commander, all of them too, that have been trained in PR line, will never mislead you. Seek advice from them, talk to experts, let them guide you. You want to buy a portion of land, talk to a lawyer, talk to a surveyor. Go there, chart that land to know whether it's good. Don't rush and pay that money. Make findings before you do anything. Even if you want to get married, just carry out consultations on that man or that woman you want to marry. It's going to go a long way to help you. Do background check of people you want to relate with. You want to get workers, laborers, staff, profile all of them before you employ them. Every staff must have a guarantor minimum. If your staff is saying, I don't have a guarantor, send him away, don't apply him. He's going to be a dangerous person. Every staff of yours must be a traceable element. If anything happens, you'll be able to look for somebody to say, oh, Oga, I'm looking for Mewa. I've not seen Mewa. Oh yeah, now you be guarantor. Okay, let's look for Mewa. These are the things you must know. Open files for your staff. If they are 20, open files for them one after the other. It's very, very important. Don't be far from your security agents. They are your friends, they are your brothers, particularly the police. We are there to protect you. And we're there to guide you, all right? So that you don't fall victim of certain circumstances we find ourselves in Nigeria now. So from the Office of Inspector General of Police, we always say police is there for you. Don't do crime, shun crime, and run away from crimes because they are destructive. They cannot do anything good.
Thank you very much, ACP Olumuyiwa Adejobi. That's the much we can take on this episode. We'll see you when we get back.